Yeah, what's up, YouTube? It's Big Rich. I wanted to make a little video to talk to these young people out there, or maybe some of the older people out there,
Battery low.
because let me say this: age is just a number. Don't think because you older you know everything. I live in a fucking city, a big city with millions of people. There's so many fucking homeless people, people that's homeless. When I look out my window or walk out in the city, and hell, they're 40, 50, 40, 50 years old, sleeping under fucking bridges. So just because you're older don't mean you know everything either. I think experience is the best teacher in life, but I think the smartest teacher in life, or the smartest way to learn something, is to learn by other people's mistakes and not even go through it at all. But not only was I hard headed, but I grew up in an abusive household, so I did anything I could to get out of the house. So a lot of times I would go with my older sister, because my older sister had her own place and she drove a car. So I would go with her at like 14 years old, and I started smoking cigarettes, and then her husband was already, in the game, so he started teaching me the wrong fucking things. At 14 years old, you're very impressionable, and he should have been talking to me about school. Somebody should have been talking to me about staying in school and doing the right fucking things in life. But he showed me, what he knew, which I made money doing it. But in the long run, it ain't worth the fucking money. I understand you do what you got to do to eat, but there's better ways to fucking go about it. Um, if you don't have a record, you're blessed because there's nothing stopping you but your own self. Um, if I could go back and redo it, at 19 instead of going to federal prison, because I hit the feds at 19. I was like one of the youngest guys on the yard, but instead of being there at 19, I should have been in college with with my girlfriend and with the rest of my, uh, or with a different crowd of friends. Because I was going to say the rest of my friends, but hell, they didn't go to college. Most of them ended up dropping out, and most of them's dead now. Most of my friends I grew up with are dead or in prison doing 30 years. I got a homeboy doing life. Over some dumb shit. Um, it's very easy to mess your whole life up in a day just by making the wrong choice. I mean, it don't take but a couple seconds to pull that trigger, and and there goes your life too. Not only yours, but whoever else you shot, and then you got to think about their family and your family. I mean, incarceration infects a lot of people, and there's millions of people locked up in America right now, and their loved ones are sitting at home, missing them, and Christmas, birthdays, Thanksgiving. They miss all that, dude. You know, and most of your so-called little friends that follow you around, for your money or your drugs or whatever you have that they like, they're not gonna fucking be there when you're sitting in that room right there. 90% of the time, they ain't even gonna fucking write you a letter. They ain't even gonna think about you. Once you don't have anything that they fucking need anymore, and once you're gone, they don't think about you. You know, there's no loyalty in the fucking game anymore. People snitch on each other. In my situation, I was the last one, and I took everybody's time. Like fucking, I was looking at 15 years or more, and I had a paid attorney, and he got one of the charges dropped, and then I pleaded to another one, and I received 46 months. In federal prison at 19 with a paid attorney. It still didn't fucking matter. But two or three people snitched on me, and they were supposed to be my friends. What kind of friends would do that, So when the fucking heat goes down, you know, everybody likes to pretend they're fucking solid. But when the heat turns up, you see how solid they are. Put a little bit of heat on them, shit, they'll melt like ice. But there's no future in that shit right there. My advice to the young people is stay in school, keep your ass in school as long as you can. You know, there's resources out there. I went back and put myself through college, but I did it all ass backwards, you know. And if you ever get off that road, you know, you'll be either be too old, you'll be too old, or either you'll have a record and then your life's pretty much fucked up, because you can still do things with a record, but not near as much as you could if you just, yeah, you know, if you don't have a record. Like if you don't have a record, you can, you know, get a good career and have a good life and all that, you know. Open your own business. You know, there's many other options than that right there, because that's where it's gonna end up, you know. And there ain't nothing better on the prison yard. What's on the prison yard? A fucking track that goes around in a circle, you know, some fucking razor wire to look at. There's nothing in prison fun. There's nothing glamorous about it, you know. I wasted my whole 20s in shitholes like that right there. So don't tell me I know from experience that, you know, those places are no good. You don't want to live like a fucking animal. And, you know, it messes with your mind and everything else. It messes up your whole life. So if you have any other resources or options, my advice to you would be think about what you're doing, you know, and change your life and try to do something positive, try to do something good, go back to school. No matter how old you are, you know, try to go back and get your degree, or go finish your GED and then go get your degree. Go get a good job, you know, don't be, you know, you don't have to be a slave out in the world, but there's things you can do to make money the right way, you know. So hopefully, you know, this reaches somebody, and hopefully my advice helps somebody, because that ain't no place you want to go, dude, trust me. And you can lose your life in there, you know, it's no joke. You might not even make it back home, you know. So that's Big Rich's message for today. I just wanted to touch on that subject. Prison's not cool. The street game's not cool. There's no winners. Usually that's where you're going to end up. So if you can go a different way, go a different way. Later.